Well, this is Dr. Chris Lemmon, and this is my introduction to my May blog. Um, we're we're busy supposedly looking at ranges. That's our whole theory. This year's work is all focused on opening up ranges so we can expand new ranges, and that starts to set up a request in the system to update old ranges. Old ranges are secured, so they operate in a very safe, conformed way. That's really wonderful. It saves a lot of time. It's just a great tool. However, when you're in evolutionary change, this crazy stuff that we're in the midst of right now, which we see in both weather, politics, everything, uh, and as that's unfolding, then we really have to then open these ranges that are locked down and re-secure them. So we've got to get this closed system, this unconscious system, to update a little bit. So we have to kind of kickstart it. So to do that, we get real sneaky. We open up outside ranges, right? So that's what we've been talking about. I'm also this year to help in the process of opening up ranges on the May blog. I gave a few examples of ranges. It could just be a new game you just kind of play, or anything that you can have a little bit of a dialogue with, even if the dialogue is somewhat with yourself. It's something new. Even if you query, like, how do I do that? How do I get that to work? How do I fix that? What do I have to know? What do I have to look up? Who do I have to talk to? Those are the things that start to open up those perimeters of you reevaluating a system. And then when you start to get into consistency to that, if you do 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, as many as you can a week, then those open up. It's nothing else, just simply thinking, wow, spring is here. Maybe I'll plant some flowers. Let me take a look what's going to sustain. Maybe I want perennials. Maybe I want, you start to dig a little bit into something just for fun. You don't have to spend hours on it. You spend maybe a half an hour opening something up so you can think about it. And as you think about it, you open up options and the rest of the systems start to match. It reaches a certain threshold, and that's what you're seeking for, that threshold. So I put together a pattern class that myself and a few of my former teachers are working with me on. So that will be out sometime this year. We are teaching it in some key locations. It should be fairly simple. I'm going to go ahead and put together an introductory talk on it. And I've got 7 actual classes that we'll be able to put out. I think you could do it easily with a partner. So that means that you'd have to get a friend that might, for some of you, opening up a new range. For some of you, not. I don't know. I guess you could set up a mirror or whatever. But nonetheless, I think that you need to have another human being. And so that's what makes it classes somewhat nice, because we have a group of people and you can play with others rather than the same person. But I think for these, they're very familiar pieces. They're just pattern responses that there's tons and tons of data out there. I'm not using it to teach a whole complicated system that's going to be 300, 400, 500 hours of classes. It's going to be 7 classes, very simply. It's just simply a restructuring piece. It's a simple tool we put together. So that will be, I would assume we're going to do it as a series of talks where we're going to have dialogue between me and a couple of the teachers, or just me talking. Well, all depends on timing and scheduling. Like everything else right now, it is a range, and we're exploring the range, which is why I'm doing this now, right? I started putting the class together in about 4 or 5 days. I had all the class material written. And so we're just now bouncing off a few people to see how they think about it, and made some corrections on it, and then it'll be out. I'll probably do the introduction today or tomorrow. All right. So that's in the wind to help out a little bit as you progress through this. The world outside is changing. It's not going to go away. It's just going to change. It's going to be very different. If you think of a mosaic, you see a picture in a mosaic. If some of the tiles fall out, you can still make out what the picture is, right? So it's like, oh, well, a few fell out, but I can still make out. That's what happens. Symbolism then starts to pixelate a little bit as we go into changes. Some of the things, because it divides down, it gets smaller. more fragmented pieces. So it starts to look different. And that's exactly what's happening. So we really need to refresh. All right, I've been saying this and saying this. So here's the introduction, and have fun with the May blog, and keep playing with ranges. You're doing a good job. If you're paying attention and playing and engaged, you're doing a good job, I can guarantee you. That's all it takes. It's really very simple, but it does require that you participate. It requires some sort of movement. I'm not asking you to do exercises or work out at the gym. I'm just simply apply yourself a little bit, move with your brain, move with your thoughts, move with your ideas. Engaging physically would help, a new sport, badminton, anything, right? Okay, so you got the gist of it. You heard enough of me chattering on and on. So anyway, it's been fun. I'm looking forward to the pattern introduction and pattern workshop out. Well, I don't know how it'll materialize yet, but I will know probably by next week or two, and then we'll see what that comes out, and I'll put that communication out too. All right. So I'm looking for the end button. That's it. Thank you very much.